Marvel, backed by Disney. Yeah, again, remember, it's still a Disney company now. Had no choice because of the backlash of the Me Too movement that they had to cut him loose.
I think what they could have done is stood by him and said, "Listen, nobody's perfect. He apologized for these a long time ago. These are a decade old. You gotta, this. It does not reflect the man that we've worked with, and the man that he is in the future. I don't think that he should have been punished for that.
The almost every single one, every one of the cast stood by Gunn.
Yeah,
and said, no, this is not the way he is. He's not like that. Exactly.
That it was a different time, and I dare anybody to not find something in their past that would be kind of embarrassing if it came out now.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, Keeping Up with the Geek Bros.
And thank you for tuning in to Keeping Up the Geek Bros, episode 56.
56?
No, don't do that. We're not doing that anymore. Not anymore. Well, it's a new day. It's a new day's dawning. I'm Vibe.
Darth Flex.
It's Garbanzo.
And I'm just absolutely thrilled to be here. Greetings. Darth Flex, if you want to give us our social media so we can get started.
Well, I would love to. You can find us on Instagram at Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEEKBR0S. Same thing on Twitter. And you can email us at geekbros0@yahoo.com. You can also find us at weebygeekspc.com.
I'd like to say that last episode, I did say we were going to have a delay in uploading. That delay has been solved. Now you will be getting the audio and the video recaps pretty much the same day or within a day apart now. So yes, back to weebygeekspc.com, the first place to listen to Keeping Up the Geek Bros, henceforth going forward. Very happy. So, gents, y'all. Exactly. Gents, tell me about your weekend. Flex.
Not that interesting, man. I really just worked, and then I did some more research. I'm still trying to crack down, working on these numbers. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe it'll blur it out like product placement, but it blurs it out. I'm doing all these physiological numbers.
Is that the one you were talking about last time about was it estrogen? Was it?
It was a menstrual cycle, but this one I'm doing right now is for men, so I don't have to worry about that. Thank God.
Oh, okay,
I saw Pokemon, the I Choose You movie.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. We gotta.
I gotta watch that.
Well, I'm gonna say right now, it is on, I think, Netflix. Or Hulu. So one of those. Okay, I'm gonna check it out too. So if we can all agree, or me and you, Garbanzo, we can agree to watch it by the weekend. I will send you guys a quick mini review on our cell phones, like we've been doing.
Hey,
I'm excited about that. Garbanzo, your weekend?
I actually had a amazing weekend. Picked up a new day job.
Oh! Would you clap, Flex? Oh, there you go.
And to celebrate, actually, my little sister bought me and Pink Jess tickets to go see Star Wars in concert, which I'll talk about a little later. But it was, it was an absolutely amazing weekend. I am happier than a pig in shit. It's just amazing.
Well, the cover that you sent us in our group chat that I posted on our Instagram, that's GEKB or 0S. That one looked amazing. So if you threw that out there for you. My weekend, besides babysitting, was editing and learning how to upload on weebygeekspc.com, the first place to listen to us. And you got to do the shameless promotions. And that's pretty much it.
So what's going on with the Geek Bros?
We're now back on weebygeekspc.com. Yeah, that's the third time I'm saying it here. I have to be very proud of myself because I had a crash course. Look, it took about 20 minutes, but after I asked 3 questions, I successfully did it. And I'm talking about the file size, the rendering type. I'm talking about the description, the thumbnail, which of course we have to now retire, unfortunately, and the tags and everything that popped up on the website. I'm like, this is not so hard. All right, there we go. So I'm very proud of myself. Besides that, nothing new. We have the video recap from the last podcast, which is fantastic. It was featuring guest bro Renee. Hopefully this episode will have guest bro Joe come in, but we'll see. Because with the Skype, specifically, what I like about the Skype. Yes, sir. By all means.
Are you sure that's all you usually want to mention? Just.
I don't know what's happening here. I don't know why I'm aroused, but is that important?
Yeah, it's a nice Star Wars shirt that
Okay. What does that have to do with the weekend with the Geek Bros?
What's going on with the Geek Bros? I'm saying that's a. I mean, dude, I'm brimming. I want to.
So you're bouncing up and down. I love your enthusiasm. I'm still lost, but I love your enthusiasm.
The one we kind of hinted at it on the Instagram on. See us there.
Are we talking? Oh, well, I mean, we can bring it up. I'm not really ready yet, but since you guys are our cherished listeners, okay, you're listening, and this is gonna be the first official broadcast announcement that the Geek Bros, okay, have been accepted to host a live panel at Star Wars Celebration 2019 Chicago. I can't tell you exactly the day or time yet. We're still embargoed, but we are official. If you go on the Star Wars Celebration podcast panel website, you will see Keeping Up the Geek Bros there. That is myself, aka Vibe, Darflex, Garbanzo, and we're gonna be there live, 45-minute panel, and we're gonna step this game up. Of course,
I've been wanting to actually scream this out for the longest time, and
let's scream it out now.
We going to Celebration, bitches!
Celebration! Listen, 2 years ago we were just attendees, and we filmed still one of the best series of videos I've ever filmed and edited before, which is the Star Wars Celebration 2017, and that was amazing. And the fact that now 2 years later we are actually headlining a panel, okay, on X number of day at X number of time. Can't tell you guys yet. Embargoed. Probably April, I'll tell you. But definitely check us out. We're going to be blasting it. I actually am holding off the promos until April because I'm waiting for them to give us the okay to release the day and time. But it's official. We're there. We're allowed to announce it. We're going to be promoting the heck out of it in April. I hope all of you guys are going to be there. We're probably doing giveaways, but all that's going to be there. And of course, this couldn't have been done without the artist formerly known as Juancho. He blood, sweat, and tears that got this brand there. So you got to give it up for the artist formerly known as Juancho. And we're going to keep it moving, okay? Very proud of all of us. And we will see you there at Star Wars Celebration. And that's what's going on with Geek Bros. No dead air.
What are we talking about? So, gentlemen, what are we talking about today?
Fantastic. We've got the Fresh Scent, the must-see movie out this week. We've got what's new in the gaming world, Halo Outpost Discovery, Kingdom Hearts 3 thus far, it continues. Steam pulls Rape Day from stores. Sonic the Hedgehog live-action movie. We've got the Inebriated Fitness, the Kato Crotch. I can't wait to talk about that. Anime Invasion. I'm gonna put the Geek Bros on blast now. Favorite anime of all time, or at least your favorite one that you can remember. Now, Gadgets R Us. We're gonna talk about the 5G network rollout. We touched on it a little bit last time, just a tip. Well, I'm really going to talk about it because I got something to say about it. iPhone 11 rumors. For Open Mic, we have Star Wars Film Concert Series presented by Garbanzo. In a boot camp far, far away, Mark Hamill says new Star Wars films have chosen to forget the past. Ouch. A marvelous hypocrisy. The Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer or script. Amazon's Lord of the Rings series. Fire Festival fail, and that is what we've got going on today, gentlemen. Are we excited?
Very.
So I can hear the enthusiasm in their voice. You should watch their faces.
I'm just not excited for the first Fresh Scent.
No. And speaking of that, Fresh Scent, must-see movie of this week. Yes, I changed the title because I have the creative control to do that. Captain Marvel comes out this week, I'd like to say now, I don't have to ask Geek Bros, are they excited about seeing it? Because they're going to see it anyway, okay? We are going tomorrow. We've got an 8 p.m. showing. It's going to be Darflex. It's going to be Garbanzo. It's going to be yours truly, Vibe. And we actually have guest Renee, who's actually, jumped on the bandwagon. All four of us are going to be here, round robin, reviewing this movie tomorrow after we watch it.
Yeah.
So, I guess real quick impressions. I know that I'm still curious about seeing it. I'm jazzed as heck about Coulson being back in the movie. I can't wait to see what happens with what's his name, Nick Fury's eye. That's all I'm really going to watch it for. Flex, I mean, I know you're gonna say, but might as well. Flex, your impression? You're excited? No, you wanna?
I only care about all the supporting characters. I don't give a damn about the main character.
Well, and that's the thing that it's so refreshing with Darflex. He is always consistent when it goes to Garbanzo. Bring us home.
I'm actually looking forward to it. Hopefully, it does well, and we'll go for. And then I don't know. I think it'll still be fun.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a great time.
Oh,
it is because
give me 2 seconds, gentlemen. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta check on my dog.
Do you think? Go for it. Yeah, see, I love it. I love the Skype thing. It's fantastic. Like you don't know what to expect. That's why you should watch us on www.youtube.com/Vibrem Studios for the video recap, because you're listening to us on WeBeGeeksPC.com. But are you really experiencing the full magnitude of the Keepin with Geek Bros? Watch the video recap. Flex.
Is there a male Captain Marvel? Like not Shazam, but like
Marv L. MAR space or dash VEL. He was the original Captain Marvel. I don't know if he's in this movie. They claim that he might be, but yeah, Marv L was the original Captain Marvel, and then Carol.
Much rather watch that.
Well, I mean, but female, women power. It's about time. Strong female leads.
I just like good movies.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm hoping it's gonna be a good movie. I don't see why not. I mean, look, Wonder Woman shocked the heck out of me. Me too. Fake news, but no, because I mean Gal Gadot, I fell in love with her in that movie. So I mean, I'm not attracted to Brie Larson like I was Gal Gadot, but am I hoping that she's gonna be fun and it's gonna be an interesting story? And the fact that it's set in the '90s, I mean, come on, '90s is my childhood. I mean, don't get me wrong, Flex was just born.
I'm looking forward to seeing a blockbuster video. I really am.
That's what jacked me up in the trailer was when she fell through. I was like, that's a blockbuster. You guys, I don't know who was in that Shut Up I Love It video. I know that my youngest son was in it, and I even laughed at him and said, "You don't even know what a blockbuster is." Like that was my jam. So I love it. I love it all to them. So we're moving on to what's new in the gaming world. Halo Outpost Discovery. Darflex.
So this isn't necessarily a game. Well, it does have games in it, but you remember back when we were younger, well, at least I was, there was this thing called the Bodies Museum where you would go and it would come like once or twice a year. You can go see dead bodies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Halo's doing this Halo Outpost Discovery, and they're touring the country. They have specific dates where you can go visit. It's a museum, right? It's an interactive museum. You go in, you see all of like the live props, all of the life-size models of the Halo universe. You get to experience some of what the Void did when you went, Lewis, for Star Wars. They have a VR, very, very immersive VR for Halo in there as well.
Okay.
You can, and if you remember the first promos for Halo 3, when it was like kind of call it back to the war, and you see all the old veterans talking about Master Chief and how they fought the war and how they were friends. So they have that display there as well, which is all the little miniatures. So it's like diecast, is that the word?
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Okay.
And when I think of diecast, I think of Matchbox, but
Okay. Well, I don't know. It's just like really, really detailed dolls. It's pretty cool. But so it's coming into Orlando, Florida. Then it's going to be in Philadelphia. Then it'll be in Chicago. Then it'll be in Houston, and then Anaheim, and that's it. Tickets are on sale now at HaloOutpostDiscovery.com. It'll give you right now. They don't have a lot of news out because it's fairly new.
It's a gorgeous website. It's pretty.
No, it is. How much are the tickets?
I think you can get like VIP tickets for $100 something. I think that's for the 3 days.
My tickets.
Oh yeah.
Let me see now. Buy tickets. No, I'm right there. I'm right there actually looking to see buy tickets and because this stuff. It can run you anywhere between if you go on Sunday, $55, all the way up to a three-day VIP ticket for $320. So between 55 and 320 basically is what you got. General admission, that's not bad. General admission is $60. If you're gonna go Friday night, it's 55. If you're gonna go Saturday night, it's 55. If you're gonna go Sunday, it's 55. But if you're going so 60 to 55, and then if you really want to get hot and sexy, then you got 3-day general admission for $130, VIP Sunday ticket for $140, VIP Saturdays $140, VIP Fridays $140, 3-day VIPs $320. Bam! That's Halo Outpost Discovery Orlando.
But
what do you get with that VIP though?
Oh, the VIP, you get 3 months of Game Pass. You get unlimited access to all the Halo games. You get the Master Chief Collection. You get a couple of avatars, a couple of costumes for your Xbox avatar. You get a VIP gift bag that includes UNSC dog tags, exclusive hats, exclusive and an exclusive Outpost Discovery Funko Pop.
You also get to go to the function 1 hour before and stay 1 hour later than everybody else.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah,
so that's why I know everything. I'm really good.
They do have a pretty good YouTube preview or promo for this. It's actually pretty tight.
Yes, they do actually on their website. Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. I mean, I'm not a Halo guy, but
it's gonna be a blast, dude. I'm looking forward to that VR. I really am so bad.
So for sure, you're gonna be heading out. You're gonna be doing it then.
Absolutely. I can't miss this.
Well, I'm currently pending whether or not we're gonna get media passes. So if we do get media passes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be covering this event, and it'll be fantastic. Of course, using Garbanzo's camera because my camera's still out for the count. All right, moving on. We're going to get on to Kingdom Hearts 3 thus far, Garbanzo. Since I want to make it very clear, since the last time we recorded, I haven't played the game. I don't know if I'm burnt out or if I'm just really not excited about being in Frozen World still. I don't really want to play that world. And so when I think about getting in there and getting into that, and then it's not just playing through it, it's just all the cutscenes. I don't want all the Frozen cutscenes. So I think I'm kind of turned off right now, so I don't know what to do. So Garbanzo,
I'll tell you much. The Frozen cutscenes aren't too bad. They're actually a lot quicker than you think they are.
Really? Then maybe I might be doing that after I get off of this podcast review.
Actually, I have been really kind of focusing lately on. I've been playing a little Kingdom Hearts. I've already finished up all the main worlds. I haven't really. What I spent a little extra time on was on Pirates to try to unlock all the little islands and try to find all the chests. So I'm kind of going before I go into the next area. I've been going back and trying to unlock all the chests.
You sound like I'm about. Gummy ship.
I haven't been doing, and I've been trying to do more with the gummy ship only because I've been trying to get more different ores. But like overall, I already have different ores for leveling up your
for leveling up and
what do you smile at? I thought he said horse. All right,
okay,
I thought so. So far, I mean, I'm still enjoying it. I'm looking forward to see what happens with Loxus and everything like that. So. But right now I've also been putting a little bit of time into Warframe, which came out with a really big update recently with and it's called the I think it's the Wolves. I think it's the Battle of the Wolves, or basically there is a secret high facility that the Grenier have, and basically what's happening is that the most powerful person got tired of all the crap and broke out of jail, and you have to chase his minions all over the place to get enough standing to battle him later on, and it unlocks some really cool armor sets and things like that for you.
And this is a Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. That's what you're saying?
No. This is another game that I've been I've been playing a lot of Warframe. I've been playing a lot of Warframe because of it. Okay. So I will be heading back to Kingdom Hearts soon, since the new job starts next week. So I'm gonna take the advantage of this week and play the crap out of all the video games I can.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to move on to the next article. It's going to be Steam pulls Rape Day from stores. Now, I'm going to send you guys the link right now via our Skype chat. Just in case you want to see.
I do.
It's something I found randomly. This article comes from Polygon.com. We have done a Polygon article in a while, but Valve. Rape Day will not be released on Steam. It's a game about raping women in zombie apocalypse has been pulled from Steam. Okay. Yes, and that's why I think you think it'd be hilarious. Valve says it will not allow Rape Day, a visual novel that would let players verbally harass, kill people, and rape women in the midst of a zombie apocalypse on Steam. The game has since been removed from Steam. In a statement published by Steam today, Valve's Eric Johnson explained that the company has declined to carry Rape Day on its stores, despite the lax content policies that would seem like it would permit such content. Now, apparently, Valve was going to take a hands-off approach to all content. It wouldn't ban any content until this. And I guess it's funny. I think this is what probably tested them. I was like, okay, you're not going to ban content. Let's put Rape Day out there. Can you believe that mess? Over the past week, you may have heard, which I have not, about the game Rape Day coming soon to Steam. Today, we decided not to distribute the game on Steam, given our previous communications around who gets to be on the Steam store. We think this decision warrants further explanation. Much of our policy around this must be reactionary. We simply have to wait and see what comes to us via Steam Direct. We have to make a judgment call about any risk that might put Valve or its developers or its partners or its customers in any significant binds. So they respect all the developers and the desire expressing blah 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 blah. But basically, they're walking back on it. Is what I think. So Rape Day was never available for sale on Steam. Customers could wishlist the game. Was expected to arrive in Steam in April. Actually, it's coming next month.
Damn.
So it's not going else. So Rape Day is not being released. I won't lie to you. If I can find this game, I would not because I'm dying to play it, but I'm dying to review it for GEEK.
Love to play it.
But the thing is, I just want to see how bad is it really. Because I mean,
it's gonna be that bad, but the name is Rape Day. In the vein of what's going on right now in entertainment, I don't think Rape Day is the best foot forward. I mean,
the guy could have called it almost anything else.
Exactly. So he's
hashtag not me too.
Well, maybe he means the word rape as in like the actual definition of the word rape,
which is what?
To carry off.
Really?
Yeah.
Village?
See, no, it's not that. It's just like, for example, back in the days when the landlord had to collect money and the tenant wouldn't be able to pay off that money, what he would do is he would rape his wife and take him to a tower, keep her locked up until the guy paid.
Wow, that's damn. We're a weird culture, or weird society. Our past is really messed up. That's interesting, very interesting. Wow. But yeah, this is obviously something that it was either testing their lax precaution, their hands-off policy on content. But yeah, Flex, I'm pretty sure you're interested in just checking this game out. Garbanzo, you're a little more sensible than the average geek. So, if you have a chance to get your hands on it, would you try and play it?
Come on, Doc.
I would not pay for this game, to be honest.
Okay.
I would not pay for this game, but if somebody else had it, I would either play it out of curiosity just to see how bad it really is. Right. And whether it, but like it's not something that appeals to me. Not something that kind of like I have to try it. I have to.
Yes.
The whole thing it's more.
We here at Geek Pros do not condone rape, just to throw that out there.
Yeah, exactly. So for my
allegedly.
So my whole thing is it's like the forbidden fruit. Now that it's been banned, it's like Fahrenheit.
And I think I agree. I think that I wouldn't have cared about the game had they not banned it, and now I'm like, okay, now I'm curious. So this actually might be a good thing for the developer of this game because now,
for sure. Now he's gonna have people download the crap out of it for.
Just wondering like, why was it banned? Like I gotta see this.
$5. He charged $5 a download.
Right.
You know who he can sell this to in masses at expensive government prices?
Wow.
The United States Marine Corps.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It's suicide prevention, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah. Think to vent your frustrations out. Don't you guys have GTA for that?
Yeah, but there's no.
Well, I mean, there's sexual activity. It's just very, very.
I mean, like
implied.
You could pick up the hooker, pay her, and then kill her, take the money back. That's about it.
Oh. Well, I mean, okay.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, like we already have video games out there with murder, and like just blatant disregard of human life, and why is I mean. I don't know.
It's the name. It's not. I don't think it's the content. I bet you if it was called something else, it wouldn't be as.
What's surprise hug from behind?
Yeah. Call it that.
I'm pretty sure it's the name because I
It's the
just saw a
name.
picture, and in the picture, it's a picture like a gameplay picture. It's some woman about to execute a guy with a gun, and then the guy is saying, and I quote, "God damn, she's fat as fuck."
That's horrible and hilarious.
Sorry. We're sensitive individuals here. That's fantastic. But yeah. So if by any chance any of us do get our hands on it for free, we will not pay for it. We will
Okay.
definitely give you a mini review for it. I am curious.
I mean, what if the actual gameplay was about you were playing the female character and you basically like
Well, that's hot.
purge?
And you're
Oh,
avoiding,
okay,
you're trying to avoid getting raped.
But like, can you willingly choose to,
To give it up, then that's not rape though.
Yeah,
mean-
but I mean, in this culture, it can be. All you gotta do is say it is.
Too soon. Too soon. And on that note, we're gonna move on to.
I can't with you, bro. I can't.
I forget it. It's Garbanzo's facial expressions when he is either mortified or uncomfortable with something that is said. It's classic. It's written all over his face. This is why you can listen to us to get your fix, but you have to rewatch it. You have to listen to it again, but watch it on our video recaps. You can't get the full reaction because you're missing it. Those dead airs, it's written on our faces. We're moving on to Sonic the Hedgehog fans are redesigning his live action look with great results. First, I didn't know there was a live action Sonic the Hedgehog coming out. Second, I just sent you guys the link. I need you guys, it's the picture on the left hand side. That's basically on each one of these things. That's what he's going to look like in live action. That is the stuff of nightmares. You guys thought the genie was bad? Look at this mess for Sonic the Hedgehog.
I can't. No.
Like,
no.
Like on the right hand side, it's people just redesigning it like they did for Genie for Aladdin. On the left hand side is the concept art of what he's gonna look like in his live action. Who sanctioned this? Where are you, Sega? This is terrible. If you look at it, he has small feet. He actually has the body of like a human proportions, small shoes, small hands, and he just looks like the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
It's the face, the separation of the eyes. They tried to make him look too human.
Exactly. But did you guys know anything about this? Just before
he's wearing Nikes. Yeah, I did actually. The movie has a pretty good cast. Jim Carrey plays Dr. Robotnik.
Oh God, it's hilarious.
Jim Carrey's coming back to work. He hasn't been in anything in a while.
Jesus. So Sonic the Hedgehog's leaked live action movie form is polarizing at best, of course. Paramount Pictures, which I didn't know they're doing it, unique interpretation of Sega's Blue Blur, has prompted fans and fan artists all kinds to take on the stab at the CGI Sonic, and basically changing to the way it was going to look. You've got freelancers that changed it from one side, making it more faithful, and it looks better. All they did is just fix the eyes, fix the nose, fix the mouth, made him look like his character. Like, are you looking at this stuff? It's terrible. But I'm trying to see anything more because again, this caught me off guard. I did not know this movie was coming out. I was surprised this is coming out before a Mario game because Mario is still far more, in my opinion, these days, prevalent than Sonic would ever be. So I'm interested that they licensed this.
Yeah, but they had their shot back in the day with John Leguizamo and the dude from Roger Rabbit.
All right, let me choose it right now. I actually have, and I'm just throwing this out there. I actually have a spin-off idea called Guilty Pleasures that where I wanted us to like screen movies and defend movies. Yeah, defend movies that are crappy but that you really like. And my first episode really was gonna be that Mario movie. I know that movie's terrible. I know it's garbage. I love it.
I love it because I was a kid when I saw it.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like and the I've got the power. Like I loved it. So if I ever get around to doing it, it's actually called Guilty Pleasures, where you defend movies that are critically crappy, but that you love them, and that was one of my favorites. So don't you
I'm going to give you a little taste of a guilty pleasure movie that I recommend for everybody.
That looks like you're pinching the nipples ever so gently.
Space Pirates.
Space Pirates. I never heard of it.
Don't worry about it. Just look for it, find it, watch it, enjoy it.
You look more like a Howard the Duck man.
Oh, I love Howard the Duck. I have it on Blu-ray.
I knew you would love that stupid ass movie, Guilty Pleasures.
Quack Fu.
All right, you know what? So yours is Space Pirates and Howard the Duck. Mine is Super Mario.
I
What
love those
about yours,
campy ass movies,
Lex?
man.
For me, it's it's
You'll
it's
split.
be, it's between the Dark Crystal and the Sharknado movies.
Okay, hold on. Dark Crystal's a fantastic series. It's a fantastic movie, so you can't even put that in there as under that qualification. That's Jim Henson's one of his best works.
Yeah,
Well, who
it's
seriously
critically
watches that? Yeah,
exactly.
it's free on Amazon.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
I also like the Speed Racer movie. Don't judge me.
Oh, that's good.
Oh wow,
Don't
yeah, that's pretty rough.
don't at me, bro. I loved the Speed Racer movie. I watched it like 18 times when I was on a cruise. I bought the DVD. I bought the Blu-ray. I love that movie.
All right, I see your Speed Racer and I raise you Surf Ninjas.
Dude, what about Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
I never saw that.
That's a phenomenal horror flick.
I never saw that.
If you have, I made my sister who has a huge clown phobia sit through that movie.
Because you're a terrible person.
Well, no, I was trying
Because
to show her that
they
they could be defeated by popping their nose.
Yeah, that sounds like an awful movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful. Before we move on, last thoughts on what is probably going to be the stuff of nightmares when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog.
I really hope that they fix it, but if not, I may end up watching it either way just because
I'm going to watch it because
I love Sonic.
That's kind of like our thing. We have to watch we have to watch these things. So at least two of us are going to end up watching this. That's for sure. But yeah, that's wow. But I'm looking forward to seeing. No, I'm not. I'm being positive for nothing. Hope this movie doesn't come out. I hope it gets stuck in development hell. There we go. That's how I feel about that. We're gonna move on. That is it for what's new in the gaming world. Now it's time for Inebriate Fitness. All right, Kato Crotch. I actually gave this article to Darflex. Kato. It's not keto. It's Kato or keto. How do you pronounce that?
Keto.
Oh, keto crotch.
This caught me by surprise. I don't know if you showed it to me or I just forgot about it, but keto crotch.
Yeah, keto crotch called out as a side effect for the keto diet. So, what do you know about it?
First, let's start off with saying there's no proof about this. If you read the article, it says that it may be, which, in my opinion, it's not that it's because you're in a ketogenic diet. It's just the food choices that they're picking. You know, these nasty ass women picking all this like gross ass food.
Wow. Gross ass food. Podcast.
No, I'm just kidding. But
he's just mad because Captain Marvel.
It is not necessarily the ketogenic diet, though. When you go into ketosis, your breath does smell kind of like fish. But again, that kind of goes away. Keto crotch, again, no proof that it's a real thing. It's people just probably trying to be funny. But if it's a real thing, you can counteract it with certain acids, like eating pineapple, eating kiwis. And I know it's a carbohydrate, but you're allowed to have a certain amount of carbohydrates in your ketogenic diet. Eating stuff like pineapples, if you measure it, and kiwis, it's not going to go past your carbohydrate allowance for the day. And that would actually make your junk smell better and I guess, for lack of a better word, taste better.
So keto crotch, it's a smell or because I don't know, I didn't actually read the article. I thought from what I saw, I thought it was
claiming from the video that I was watching. It's claiming that a side effect of the high protein diet is more of a musky, unpleasant odor in your crotch area, or even to the point where it causes an imbalance in the female chemistry, where it actually causes the yeast infections.
Which is still BS, because a ketogenic diet is not a high protein diet. If you take high protein and ketogenic diet, you'll go through a process called a gluconeogenesis, where you produce more glucose out of protein, and then you kick yourself out of ketosis and you're back to a regular carbohydrate fueled body. Ketogenic is high fat, moderate protein, low carbohydrate. But it's as simple as this. Like when you eat a bunch of garlic and onions and you sweat, you don't smell very good, do you?
No.
No. It's literally the same thing. It's just your food choice.
It comes through your pores.
So just pineapples and some kiwi and maybe. How about strawberries? Strawberries help. I like strawberries.
I was thinking more to like the citrusy fruits, but strawberries may help. I mean, honestly, I'm not an expert on like what's gonna make your junk smell better or not.
Bro, you're You're falling short for me today, man. This is the one thing I really need help on.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
like one, I wouldn't worry about it because I don't think it's a real thing. But if you are worried about it, whether or not you're on a ketogenic diet, pineapples, kiwis, oranges, that's going to help your nether regions.
There you go.
Science.
Okay.
Science.
And what I find funny is that, and I know this man is a professional, but it jacks me up every time he gets into it, and he's just busting out all these words and all these facts. I'm just like, man, Flex is a professional, and it's funny. I have that epiphany every time we talk about fitness. I remind me, my God, Flex is a professional. So I freaking forget. This man is the man. I'm just not gonna say. So we're gonna move on now to Anime Invasion. Konnichiwa. And Geek Bros' favorite anime. Now, I already discussed this. It was Tenchi Muyo. Yes, it started with me with Dragon Ball Z, specifically the Trunks special. That's what got me into anime. For a long story, I was trying to impress a girl, but when she faded away, the love of anime stayed. But what really got me was Tenchi Muyo on what is it called again? Toonami. That's what really solidified it. It was a little bit. It was like GBZ. It was Sailor Moon, Tenchi Muyo all the way. After Tenchi Muyo, then I went buck wild. So, gentlemen, what were your favorite, or I don't know if you want to say your tantamount, the one that really got you, or just a favorite anime? Flex.
But are we talking just shows or movies as well?
Anything, whatever. What anime got you? What is your favorite anime, or what anime started you on the path, or what did you, what could you say was your twilight? Like me, Tenchi Muyo.
I wouldn't say I wanted to Dragon Ball Z, but it's like everybody. That's kind of a given. Like after that, it's something that actually drew me in, like interests me. I would have to say it's probably Princess Mononoke.
Oh,
that's that movie for a while was a horror movie, and then as I grew older, I learned to enjoy it.
Never seen that movie.
Oh, really? It's actually pretty
good. Mononoke is amazing.
Never
so is it Castle in the Sky, Ponyo?
See, I saw Ponyo, and that's only because I have offspring, and I was running out of movies to show them every Sunday, so we watched Ponyo. But those like Criterion Collection-esque, like artsy animes never interest me. Never did. I'm just being honest with you. I don't care about any of them. I want to see.
The one thing I do like about Princess Mononoke in comparison to the rest of the Hayao Miyazaki movies is that it's actually quite violent.
It's very violent.
It's a movie about war between humans and nature, but like it's quite gory and bloody. That's why at first it was a horror movie to me, but then when I grew older and stopped being a little sissy, I learned to enjoy it.
I gotta check it out.
It's when his testicles finally dropped.
Yep. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I know. You know what? Yeah. I think I was about like 12, 13.
He's like, "Hi, Mom. I want to watch." So, what the hell just happened to me?
I'm ready for some hentai. That's what it was. Garbanzo.
For me, honestly, I'll never forget the first anime I actually watched was actually in marine biology when I was in high school, and it was like a free day, and someone had brought a VHS, and they just threw it in there, and it was Vampire Hunter D.
Ooh.
Oh, I never saw that either, but I heard about it. Yes.
Good.
And that was the first one I ever actually saw. And then after that, I was really curious about it, so I ended up going to FYE and buying a bunch of movies.
Akira, expensive back then. Man.
Yeah, no, it was like I had saved my pennies, and, it's like it was like $25 to $35, sometimes $50 a disc. You know what I'm saying? So I could only buy like one every few weeks. So what I went with the big ones. I went with the Akira because everyone talked about Akira, and I wanted to see that. Then I started catching a couple Dragon Ball Z on TV every once in a while, and then Toonami. Toonami was a big part for me, but the one that drew me in that first one, I'll never forget, is Vampire Hunter D, which I actually have on DVD now, so I'm happy with it. And also Princess Mononoke is actually still one of my favorites as well, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's allegedly.
Oh, and Spirited Away. I'm sorry, dude. Seriously, Spirited Away.
I never saw that either.
I just saw it.
It's a little bit more wholesome. It's not so crazy, but it's just a fun movie.
So is it? Would we say it's family friendly?
Yeah,
very family friendly. Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
I gotta read between the lines. It's pretty family friendly.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That is very true.
I have to broaden my horizon, because again, those like artsy, like really critically acclaimed animes. I don't know, for whatever reason, I think once I hear like won this award or this is from this revolutionary director. I'm just like, turn it off. Next.
Oh, and another one I recommend is like Oh My Goddess, another great one.
Heard of it, never watched it either. Man, I suck at anime. Anybody watch Get Backers? Get Backers was fun.
I literally have, thanks to a buddy of mine, Eric Owens, who actually gave me a 500 plus thing of just old copies of all animes that he had. Samurai 7, the series, which I owned already, but it was a great anime series as well. I highly recommend. I mean, there's if we can definitely do an episode on just anime if you want one day.
Oh, we should do an anime invasion special coming soon to a podcast near you. All right, we're gonna move on to Gadgets Are Us. First topic, I want to talk about the 5G network. Now we talked about the 5G network, and I said, was it like none of you guys have it but me? Is that what happened? Anybody connected to 5G besides the one and only Vibe?
I don't want cancer.
I got
anyways,
LTE.
No. So what about you, Alonzo? No. All right.
So I heard it gives cancer. So whatever.
It's a scam.
Okay, there you go. So and I think that's why I'm going nuts and why my personal life is imploding. So, what?
Wait, does it really give you cancer?
Apparently,
there's rumors, man. There's rumors. Just they do that with any new technology.
No,
they start talking shit.
What difference though is that this is introducing a new wavelength to human beings, and it hasn't been tested yet. The 5G network runs on a certain amount of gigahertz. That it's a thinner stream of communication, but it's very powerful, but it has a short range. So
yes,
So basically,
we need more towers.
We need more towers everywhere bombarding us with this. And this particular signal, they say it's like you can equate it to a dog whistle. You can't hear it, but it makes dogs freak out sometimes. These signals that are coming from the 5G could potentially have a neurological effect on human beings, and that there has not been enough testing to prove that it is not harmful psychologically and neurologically.
Yeah, they're talking about it possibly whether it's true or not. There's some people claiming in the Netherlands that a bunch of birds ended up dying because of it.
Well, their birds are flying from the sky forever. So we've been bombarding birds with all kinds of signals, but apparently this is the first time this particular wavelength has ever been used and exposed to human beings or anybody on this planet, and they just don't know what effects it's going to have. And the craziness, though, is that they're pushing 5G so hard and so fast. That's what she said. And we don't know why. And so, of course, me being the skeptic that I am is like, why are you pushing this out so fast? And furthermore, what really gets me kind of all confused and whatever is that I'm still one of the few and only, me and my oldest Oxford now, that I know that have 5G. The 5G connection, and there was no press release that I saw. There was no announcement. Just one day I woke up and my phone said 5G, and I said, what? I posted. It was freaking me out for a while, and still to this day, nobody else really has told me, oh yeah, I'm on 5G too. And I've asked you guys, if you guys are on AT&T, you have 5G, you need to let me know. And how's it working for you? Do I feel like it's any faster than 4G? Nope. Do I notice any difference? Nope. It's just a really interesting looking 5G on my phone. And I have a stronger signal in certain places that used to have no signal. That's for sure. But I don't know how I feel about the 5G network and how it's being rolled out, both in your face quickly and really, really subtly.
Maybe
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I think it might be like a sales plot, man. Because what's the point of having LTE if it's just 5G now?
LTE was just like a more powerful. Like it was I was at the top tier of 4G was LTE.
LTE just means long-term evolution, meaning that over time that same service should get better with technology.
Right, but every piece of technology maxes out, and you have to go to the next level. So LTE was the top as far as 4G could go. 5G is now the Internet of Things. It is now where basically, and this is another side to it, where your can of soup is connected to your biometrics, which is connected to your phone, which is connected to the company to let them know it's tracking beyond words. You're talking about everything's going to have a mini microchip. Everything's going to be connected. You're going to be tracked in every kind of way. You think it's weird when you Google I'm here on Cato Crotch, and I guarantee when I go on my Facebook feed, it's going to say cures for Cato Crotch. Well, how did Facebook know that I was looking at this article? It's gonna be like that, but in the real world. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's another thing. Though. It's called 5G, the Internet of Things. How do you guys feel about having pretty much everything connected? Everything. When you buy lubrication, it's gonna know.
I don't like it. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't use any kind of smartwatches or anything. Like, I have an Alexa, but really, I mean, what are they gonna get? Just a bunch of racist jokes and, like, you know, obscene stuff that I say. But as far as like body tracking,
Alexa is creepy as shit.
Yeah, she really is.
I have Alexa in my room. I have Alexa in my room, and I'm telling you, I will say things. I forgot. I had a most recent example where I said something just in jest, and an ad for it or whatever came up on my in my email, and it came up on my Facebook feed. I didn't type it in my phones. All I did was said something in my room where Alexa was, and it went directly to my stuff and popped up, and it creeped me out.
Brother, it's not just Alexa though. I know, it's also your phone. It's also your laptops. It's also your mic.
Your unless you have your wives.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They all cause headaches. No, the whole thing is that it's if it can listen, it's gonna listen. It's them and it's Google and the NSA hand in hand.
Yeah. I don't like Big Brother all up in this. Like this, I don't know. I think it's weird, or at least give us like a terms. Well, we probably are signing the terms and conditions. What am I even saying? Nobody reads those things, so I was saying, give us
that we can use anything and everything. Your voice, your picture. If they want to put you as an ad, they don't have to pay you a penny.
Don't get me started about that. I went on a cruise a decade ago. Okay, I was dating a girl at the time, and we took her on a cruise. And believe it or no, don't on me because she dumped me on that cruise. So on that cruise,
damn! Did you leave her behind?
No,
it's actually a pretty funny story.
Oh, you know the story?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the night of the breakup, I wore a particular shirt. Okay, it was my favorite button-down shirt at the time. I don't even know where that shirt is anymore. So literally 4 or 5 years later, my ex-roommate from college sends me a picture and says, "Oh my God, look who I see! He's going on a Carnival cruise," and the welcome picture on the Carnival cruise was me in that shirt like this. He took a picture of it and sent it to me and said, "This is hilarious."
Send it to me. I need to see that picture.
I gotta find it because I saved it. Oh, you know what? It's probably on my Instagram somewhere because when I posted on my Instagram and I said, "Man, some stories will never die. Look at this." The best friend at the time of her cursed me out, saying, blah 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 blah. I'm glad she dumped you. I said, "Yo, what's up with that?" I didn't say anything wrong. I was just saying this is a funny joke that I went on 5 cruises, and out of the 5 cruises, you picked that cruise, and out of that cruise, you picked that picture that was probably taken literally 2 hours before I got dumped. So, and it's me, and I laughed so hard. So yes, you're probably right, and I bought that picture, by the way. So I didn't know that any picture you take on Carnival can be used for promotional material. And my big rounded face with my beard and all, cheesing out the yin yang, thinking I'm all happy on cloud 9, was used as the smiling welcome picture on that cruise that 5 years later. Yep.
Bro, that excites me to no end because that means that when I go on my cruise in May, there's a chance I'll see you.
Yeah.
All smiley, gathering my face.
Could you imagine?
That would be awesome.
No, because don't get me wrong, that smile on my face, that was genuine. It was legit. I was on cloud 9. I was as high as I could be. So that fall was far.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on now to open mic. And this is actually one of the topics I've been kind of interested in since he sent us that random picture. Star Wars film concert series brought to you by Garbanzo. I want you to explain to me what that was, why it was, and he's off camera. And
oh crap, it's not there. Never mind.
What are you looking for?
No, I was looking for the book.
The book?
The book.
Now I remember going to a live concert of Star Wars before, actually with the same girl in question from the last story. I wonder if that's the same one. Explain to me your Okay, just explain to me the concert series. What exactly was it?
Okay, so it's this new it's a concert series that actually it's with Disney Disney concert Disney music. Basically the way it's they're doing New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and The Force Awakens. Those are the only four they're doing. And the way they're doing it is that the actual live
The music in it, the music of the movies, or just
no,
one of each movie?
they're playing the movie on a big on a projection screen, and
Oh.
all the music is played by live orchestra.
You know what? Keep talking about it. Let me see. I think I can find mine because it sounds familiar. Keep talking about it. Tell me about the songs and the music and what you saw.
No,
Wait, was there drinks?
What happened?
Was there drinks there? Like, could you get food and?
Oh yeah. I mean, the whole thing is that me and Pink we kind of went a little underdressed. We're thinking Star Wars. We went all Star Warsed out, with the shirts and jackets and things like that. And then there were people dressed in suits. And because they're going to it's the NR Center. It's the cultural, it's wearing getting all pretty and stuff like that. Like shoot, if I would have known that, I would have worn like a shirt and with the Star Wars tie or something, But I'll know for next time. But the big thing was that it was an amazing experience. Like watching the actual initial crawl.
But wait, was John Williams actually there or no?
No, it's it was the local Philharmonic, not not it wasn't John Williams himself.
Oh, they're the ones who did the Legend of Zelda one, right?
Yes, and I think they also did the Harry Potter.
I think yeah, and that one was actually pretty recent as well.
Yeah, so it's basically you're watching the actual movie itself with the music taken out of the movie and being played live by the orchestra.
So do you still hear the audio from the characters in the movie?
But just not that loud. So they have subtitles up there as well to help you out.
Okay. So all they're doing is removing just the score from the.
Yeah. Actually, they have basically you're watching a live score. It was amazing.
I would love to go see that. I really want to see the Legend of the other one, which I haven't seen either.
I heard that was actually really cool. But like I said, it's watching the live concert series. It was definitely an experience that I loved.
Well, I couldn't find the thing. I think I gave it away, but I didn't find the picture per se that was showcased on Carnival. But I did find one of the old pictures. I can't believe I still have this. But this, without showing her face, that's
look at
me.
you.
So
yo, show that. No, I'm kidding.
Hell no. That's the picture. That's something like this. But that's the shirt that I was wearing.
Is that from Express?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't
know what this shirt is.
I think it actually might be from Express because I have a similar shirt for Express.
Yeah, I love this shirt. I don't know where the shirt went, but that was it. And so it was a picture of this, but just me though, and that was what I was referring to. But I can't find the comment. I think I had given it away actually to a kid who actually liked Star Wars, and I said, "Yeah, take it. I don't want it." But it was something similar, basically, and I think it's the same thing. It was a live orchestra. They did show like clips or like little things, and they'd play it. It was really amazing, and I liked it a lot. Did you have drinks there?
They did have drinks available. As you guys know, we've been on a bit of a budget we're saving up for the wedding next year, and so because of that, we decided we're just gonna have soda and treat ourselves. We had some popcorn, just kind of snacks.
Oh, yeah,
like a movie, like going to the movies, But to be honest, the best part about it was the first time I'd ever seen New Hope on a big screen.
You didn't even go see it when it came out.
When it got re-released, I didn't get a chance to go see it. Really? I was able to see Empire and I was able to see Return, but I wasn't able to see New Hope.
Oh,
wow! No, that's a shame, because everybody deserves to have that experience, and you specifically deserve to have that experience. You know what I realized?
Oh, thank you.
I completely skipped iPhone 11 rumors. Let's go back to Gadgets R Us real quick. Gadgets R Us. Sorry.
Gadgets R Us.
I didn't realize I skipped that. I guess I wasn't interested in it after all. I'm just throwing these out there because I want new things, and I always want Gadgets R Us, and that was a gadget. So I'm not an iPhone guy. So the latest iPhone 11 rumor. Are you? Then you have the article.
For now.
Read it and do the article for me then, so I don't have to do it.
Oh.
You have it up?
I do now.
Okay. The latest iPhone 11 rumors details new waterproof tech and next gen haptics. What's that?
Haptics. It's the when the sensing for the finger, like when you actually push down on the screen, it's the response. Like if you just tap it, it has one response. If you push down on it, it has a different response. So the harder you press, it actually can sense pressure. It's basically a pressure sensitive screen.
I don't care about that. Where's my holographic keyboards now? Isn't it about time for that?
They're out there, man. The holographic keyboards are actually out there.
Where?
They're like lasers. I don't think they're holographic.
Okay, they're not holographic. Okay, but
it projects.
You can project a keyboard onto any surface, and the laser. Whenever you cut the laser in certain areas, it actually reads it.
Holographic.
That's out there, but just not on the phone. Apparently, the what they have so far, the rumors looks like they're waterproof tech and next gen haptics.
But okay, waterproof.
Here's the thing:
that's over. That's over. No, we moved on from waterproof.
But do you know why it's waterproof and it's getting better for waterproof?
Why?
Mobile porn in the shower.
Oh God!
Don't you hate like not waiting, like having to step away so you don't wet your phone? Like even with this phone, it's water resistant, but like still, you can't just put it under there and start. You know,
I love his screen. Anything he puts up on his screen blurs out like if it's a product placement. It's hilarious. You can't see. Could you imagine if I had his background? Oh, that worked.
There you go.
Well, that blurs.
Well, that didn't work out.
Yeah, the other one.
Okay, so so it says here right off the bat, this new waterproof display technology will allow the device to recognize gestures, taps, even when underwater. So
that's very helpful. I do, man.
Listen, if you have to make a video conference call while scuba diving, now you can do it on the iPhone 11.
No. Look. Have you ever tried to watch porn in the shower where your fingers are wet and you try to rewind it to the money shot, but you can't because it won't recognize your touch?
But also that. I want to defend this because because too much moisture in your finger. You've been in the shower too long, bro. That's what happens.
Exactly.
You got to speed up the process.
There's money in this.
You're not watching the right videos on your.
All right. If we have to get into this topic, I never saw. Okay, you guys already know how I am about masturbation in general, but I never.
Oh, okay. We're having the conversation. Let's go for it.
No, as well, right? But I never understood the appeal of beating off in the shower, like
clean up.
Yeah,
what?
clean up.
It's easy cleaning. I understand that, but
it's pure laziness. You're cleaning and getting dirty at the same exact time. That's the reason you do it in the shower.
It's oxymoron. But I think it's just too many distractions. You got hot or cold water running on you. You're trying to pleasure yourself. It's beating. It's what the shower's beating down on you.
Use the soap or the shampoo or the conditioner.
Oh no, that's bad though because if it gets in your urethra, you get a UTI. Trust me. Yeah, but I will say this. If you do it under hot water, that increases the blood flow to surface to your wiener. In turn, it increases the sensitivity due to your tactile corpuscles, meaning you'll have a much better experience with.
Okay, I just love the science behind it.
That's what I'm saying. Only Darflex can bring the science into self-pleasure and masturbation. Like you can't. And with a shit-eating grin on his face. Like you gotta love it.
So going back to Special Touch.
There you go. Now that's a segue.
On the iPhone, so they'll be working on the haptics, so it actually has better sensitivity and also they're talking about a larger battery, hopefully a longer battery life, bilateral wireless charging, and then a triple lens camera of the iPhone Max, hopefully on the iPhone 11 itself. So it's
flashlight attachment.
There's already a flashlight attachment.
Oh, there is.
They're talking about a software update.
I want a holographic flashlight.
Holographic flashlight?
Yes, I want a holographic.
Bro, the amount of money you spend on that, you know what? I'm going to stop before I get yelled at.
Because this is a family podcast.
Families! Yay!
All right, well, thank you. Now let's jump back to open mic. Open mic. Wide open.
Completely differently.
Yeah, then you saw it in your head. In a boot camp far, far away. That's all you, Flex. I have no idea what that is.
Okay, what do you guys know about? Remember last year when they were on the news, all the millennials and all the Antifa guys and all the sensitive snowflakes. We're talking about how they announced a space force, right? You guys remember that?
Oh, yes. Well, it's a legit thing. It's been around for. Okay, no. You know what, Flex? I'm not going to steal your thunder. Yes, I've heard about it, sir. Please tell me more.
Let me see, Jason. What do you know about the space force? Assuming that there is a space and the world's not flat, and so.
Okay. If we're gonna throw that aside, and we're actually gonna swallow the taint on that. Nothing. I didn't know about the Space Force. I've never heard about it. So by all means,
do you know about space either?
No, there is no space. But anyway, carry on.
So it's quite funny because like I love going on Facebook and seeing like all these people like make fun of the Space Force and stuff, and normally these are like people who were never in the military, right? Okay. So
better.
Darflex is so dismissive, I swear to God.
Right. No, but it is. It's normally these like sensitive guys who voted for Hillary or whatever, and they've never been in the military. They think that Space Force. Why don't we spend his money on helping the homeless? Blah, blah, blah. Well, first of all, Space Force or the Space Force itself, like command in space, has been around for over 20 years. It's actually a department, not a department, but it's part of the Air Force. So, like, if you know any kind of military operations or the way it works with the government, you have different commands. For example, you have like Central Com, you got PACCOM, which is Pacific Command, SOCOM, which is the one for Special Forces, stuff like that, or like those are just commands. Now, there is a command called SpaceCom, right? SpaceCom does not fall under NASA; it falls under the United States Air Force, and pretty much all their job is to make sure that if anything enters Earth, it doesn't have any kind of like viruses or stuff that could affect us, stuff like that. Or if there's any kind of dangerous debris that they can somehow avert, they would do so. Same thing going out into space to make sure that they don't, bring anything. They burn certain stuff just to make sure they don't contaminate the chance of any life, right? Assuming that there would be some life out there.
Absolutely.
So people love to make fun of it. Oh, the Space Force is so stupid. It's like Buzz Lightyear and this and that. I'm like, no, it's been around for 20 years. It's like, remember, for example, here's a good example. The Marine Corps, while it is the men's department of the Navy, it is still a department of the Navy, meaning at one point it wasn't its own branch. It was just part of the Navy. That's pretty much what they're trying to do with the Space Force. They're not really making anything new. They're just making a branch that is going to be the department of the Air Force.
Okay. And that way it'll actually get its own separate funding, correct? From my understanding, this is so they can get their own separate funding, and it doesn't dwindle the necessities of the actual Navy itself.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, the Air Force.
Air Force, and it's not like we're going to send people to go fight in space. No, it's literally
not yet. We're not.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we have people in space that can kill somebody if they need to, but it's not like something that's for real.
This sounds like the prequel to Independence 3. So carry on.
Okay, so yeah, pretty much it's just to make it a branch. It's kind of what the Coast Guard is. The Coast Guard is kind of like the Navy, but not really the Navy. But all they do is clean buoys and stop drugs from coming into our country. Mm-hmm. Same thing, but for the Air Force.
So they're gonna clean buoys in space and stop drugs.
They're probably gonna clean up debris from travel. They're probably gonna clean up satellites or whatever, or entry and re-entry, stuff like that.
And also, just a real quick, people just don't understand how cluttered the area around the planet really is with space debris and referencing to just things that things that come off the shuttles, and then also old decommissioned satellites and things so there's actually things out there that we have to be concerned with about having proper re-entry or being destroyed properly before they come in. So yeah.
I've got homework for you. I got homework for you, Garbanzo. NASA has a fake 24-hour camera when it orbits the Earth. I'd like you to watch that and show me all that space debris that's allegedly up there. You'll see not a single speck of debris in those videos. So by all means,
it's all
check that out.
Videos, man.
Okay, and show me where all this debris is, because we're supposed to have like 20,000 satellites or more orbiting Earth, and that should make it like a traffic jam in space. You should not be able to get a single thing out of this planet if it's that much clutter up there.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, you have to remember that space is not just straight vertical. It's spaced out. So if you space things out properly, and it's like if you're making cookies and if you're making cookies in the oven, right? Are you going to put them all close together? No, because they get all squished together. You're going to space them out a little bit. But the whole thing is, and now imagine, you can not only can you go around and out, you can also go up
on the second rack.
You're right.
No, it is.
It's true. It's true. I get what you're saying. But
so that's kind of how it again, that's all down to mathematics that I don't understand, that I can't tell you.
But you're talking about the stuff that we put up there that we could control. Now, what we're referring to is garbage that's up there. You can't control the garbage and where it is and where it's moving. You can try to predict it.
And that's where the Space Marines come in. They go pick up the trash. I mean,
field day,
Space Force,
police call. No, but like their biggest things is like biological stuff. Like, me personally, I don't think that's true. But you know, have you heard that myth that octopus come from space? And there, like, if you look it up, there's legitimate studies and stuff that like have pretty good arguments. But then again, with science, you can argue to make everything sound true.
They have, but the whole thing is that we all are space dust, dude. We all, the amoebas that started, it was all through space dust. So,
right, but I mean, that was
allegedly
through that. But for them, it's like they're just saying like a rock crashed into Earth, about octopus, because what is it? I think the eggs are actually able to survive in the vacuum of space. If you guys didn't know that, allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
There you go. That's got a police vibe, you know.
Wait. You say, wait. What can survive in vacuum of space?
Octopus eggs.
Wow, that's actually kind of cool.
So there's like some studies claiming that they came from space. That's why they're so different and they're so smart, and that's why we shouldn't eat them. They're delicious though, but we shouldn't
Absolutely
eat them.
Delicious. Especially with la parrilla, with a little bit of seasoning and ají amarillo. Oh.
We're going to hell. But yes.
Wait till Cthulhu finds out. Wait till Cthulhu finds out and comes after all of us. We're killing his kids.
I was just at an attorney's office for a closing, and in the back of the attorney's office, there was like two chalices and an eagle, but the chalices were all Cthulhu. I'm like, what the? That's pretty cool.
That's why he's so successful.
And he's actually very successful.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
But again, back to the Space Force. That's all. I just wanted to clarify because I'm sure a lot of people that listen to this probably thought that, you know, the Space Force is just some joke our president, Trump, is making up. But yeah,
that's not the case.
That's how it works. It's been around longer than most of these people complaining have been around for. So, you know, it's a good old time. Hey man, I mean, honestly, there was a joke that came out with like they used the Halo ODSC recruitment video as a recruitment video for the Space Force. Honestly, if that was it, dude, sign me up. That's so gangster.
No. My favorite one was actually when they use what's that movie with the bugs? Go kill some bugs.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah, now
that is really good. Now that's a guilty pleasure.
I'm signing
up.
That
is a guilty pleasure.
I'm signing
Absolutely. Up. Heck no. Unless
like
the ones with the you know, the what is it called? The psychics. I'll be a psychic. Okay. I'll be a psychic. Would you like to know more? All right, so we're gonna move forward to Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill says that the new Star Wars films have chosen to forget the past. Now, you already know that Mark Hamill is absolutely channeling his inner vibe. Channeling his inner vibe because, you know, he absolutely detested The Last Jedi as much as I did, and it was an inexcusable movie. Ryan Johnson should be indicted for that. So no, indicted. Oh, you know, I'd like to see him some jail time for it. But Star Wars franchise is doing a pretty good job of forgetting its past, according to Luke Skywalker actor Mark Hamill. 2 years after apparently saying goodbye to the most iconic role in Ryan Johnson's The Last Jedi, Hamill has spoken out about some of the most controversial changes that the film made to the mythology of the series. Prior to the release of the film, the 67-year-old admitted that he disagreed with writer-director Ryan Johnson on his approach to Luke in the movies. It looks like I have to assume that because he's done filming his stuff for Episode 9, that he's probably like off contract and can say whatever he wants, because you know that Disney will be cracking that whip right now saying what he did before. However, the star said he was surprised at the speed at which his devoted fans latched onto his initial comments. He said They had me. And this is actually very interesting. I didn't even think about it until he said it. He was so upset about the way the movie was. He says they had me walking by 3PO and not even acknowledging him. I said I can't do that. He's talking to Ryan Johnson, and so Ryan says, "Okay, go over and do whatever." So he went over and did whatever, and that's that wink that you saw in the movie. So basically, the initial script had him dismissing his 3PO. Period. Now this is the droid that his father built, even though he doesn't know that. He is one half of the droids that set him on his hero's journey, and he's like, don't even worry about it. Don't even acknowledge the guy.
Ignore the guy. They don't even ask him about what happened to your arm.
Yeah, nothing. So they said, in the script, forget the past, kill it if you have to, and that basically they're doing a really good job. That basically that phrase that Kylo Ren said.
You're right over there. You froze up on me.
It's frozen.
Was very frozen. Oh,
you
froze.
You can't. I still see myself.
Now you're back.
Right,
Welcome back.
You talked about Kylo Ren, something like that.
And then I stopped talking. Really?
Yeah.
Just say all that over again.
Okay. Anyway, so he's basically saying that when Kylo Ren said, "Forget the past, kill it if you have to," that was a very meta thing to say because it was literally the essential thesis of what Ryan Johnson was doing. Was basically telling people, look, forget what you know about Star Wars. This is Star Wars now. Keep going. Stop your bitching. So that's basically what he's saying in it. And that's
the thing is, I can't. The whole thing is, I can't deal with it. It bothers me to my soul. And
what bothers you? What bothers you exactly?
It's the whole thing is that there's so much rich story and background to sit here and say that you are better, that your story, your ideas are better than everything prior to you. That's just cocky and arrogant, and there is no place in this kind of the Star Wars culture in general. I personally, I know that we can be a bit of jerks every once in a while and a little toxic, but for the most part, we are very understanding and accepting of each other. It's especially for those of us, in our generation, we went through the dark times. The dark times being that time where it was not cool to be a Star Wars fan. Like, it was frowned upon and made fun of. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon now, but I mean, most of those people who are diehard Star Wars fans never actually, they didn't go through those time periods where if you were seen grabbing, going into the discount bin and getting a $10 figure for $2 because nobody else wanted to buy it, So my whole thing is, it really just kind of makes fans like myself feel like everything that you love, it's nothing. Just listen to me. I know better.
But didn't you praise The Last Jedi? Weren't you on board with that? You liked The Last Jedi?
No. I like all Star Wars things. Don't get me wrong.
The
Last Jedi as a movie was enjoyable. The Last Jedi as a movie was enjoyable. Okay, I even enjoy Resistance. Nobody else here likes Resistance. I thought it was very good for a kid's show. That's the way I saw it. It didn't have enough. It really wasn't much filler. It was just kind of like a little side story. It's somewhat entertaining. I mean, would I sit there and say like, "Oh my God, you have to watch this thing"? No, but it's not gonna hurt if you watch it. It's you're not missing anything if you don't. When it comes to like The Last Jedi, there are so many things that I was unhappy with, but I was just happy to see more Star Wars. Bless you.
Thank you.
I was just happy to see more Star Wars. I was happy to see Rey. It was cool to see some of the stuff. Do I think that there were some characters that were misrepresented in my eyes? Absolutely, but I'm just a fan.
I don't know. I get it, but there's nothing wrong with being a fan, but being critical about certain things part of the fandom. I think you're walking on eggshells. You're trying to stay positive, as opposed to really admitting the fact that Star Wars: The Last Jedi broke the fandom. It broke the universe in theory, and it was narratively messy and very wildly inconsistent, especially when it came to the series protagonist, or at least for the latter half, when it comes to Luke Skywalker, and how incredibly hypocritical his character was presented. And it breaks the story. Like, you can't reconcile.
Now,
you can't watch
the book that they actually
the novelization.
The novelization of the actual movie did
Not
a little
canon.
bit better. It did a little bit better of explaining his point. Because they actually got more of a narrative behind it, and you got to see some of the playfulness that reminds you of what Luke was, and you see him getting ready to go and bounce and do his hero bit, but things happened, and things were out of his control, and all he was left to do was what he did, because he had no way else to get there.
I mean, we're assuming. I mean, we have
no. That's what the novel did. The novel cleaned up Ryan.
So the novel says so the interesting thing is the novel says that he wanted to be there in the end, but since he couldn't get there, he projected his little ghost to be there, which is what you're trying to say, which is fine. I mean, it was a little too.
They tried to clean it up, which is why it took him an extra few months.
But here's the problem. Here is my thing though. The novelizations and the books and the side things, if you have to look towards those for explanations, for cleanup, then the movie is still a failure. It still has failed as a movie. You should not have to go to the book to get more clarification on the movie. They should not use the novelization to help retcon some more explanations because of things that they didn't like. You know, we're talking about a franchise that commissioned an entire book to explain why Phasma let down the shields in Force Awakens. That's literally all it was about. It was a flesh out. She's selfish. She'll do whatever she wants. And okay, so this is why she let down the shields in Force Awakens. You shouldn't have to go that far to fix certain narrative plot holes or character assassinations, because I'm telling you right now that I did it. I did it a couple months ago. I watched Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, and then The Last Jedi on purpose. I could not reconcile the difference between Luke in Return of the Jedi and Luke in The Last Jedi. Couldn't do it because there was no narrative way to explain how he went from I will not kill my father, I will not fight him anymore, I will not turn to the dark side, I will save him. And even while the Death Star is blowing up, no, I will save you. This man, okay, this cyborg, this evil Sith Lord had a rampage for 20 years for the galaxy. Luke said, I can still save him.
Yeah.
Your nephew potentially has a future of pain and guilt and everything, and your own master said, always in motion the future is. So that's in the back of your head.
And the whole thing is that's the one thing that I never understood, to be honest, because I just never could picture Luke allowing himself to dip like that and threaten.
He inadvertently created Kylo Ren. Okay, he pushed him over the edge, and instead of trying to correct that mistake, he just left the universe to the devices. And you know what I'm trying to say? Is that the same character from Return of the Jedi? Can we really say that makes narratives without explaining? Okay. They're gonna have to explain it eventually. No,
but here's
what brought him down to that low.
But here's my thing, though, right?
Right.
The Luke from Return of the Jedi would never have pulled a lightsaber on a child.
Exactly.
He would have done everything, especially the Luke in the canon in the Legends series, okay, which is now Legends now. Okay, actually fell to the dark side, okay, and was brought back by his sister.
Yes.
Okay. Now he turned the hand of the Emperor, Mara Jade, who was one of the most powerful Jedi, the Sith apprentices out there ever. I mean, Assassin's one of the best lightsaber duelists ever created, and turned her to the light side. Never gave up on her. And then ended up marrying her and having a kid.
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me this same individual who's probably the most altruistic individual on the face of the planet is going to have a moment of weakness the way that he had and try to kill his own nephew? Come on, man. That
That's what I'm
pissed me
saying.
off. I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna. Okay, look, that shit really kind of made me like that.
See. Now let the hate flow through you. Now I'm starting to see.
read it.
Now I'm starting to see it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm trying to say is that doesn't make any sense. And I'm still waiting for them to explain more
And
of
they
the
won't.
backstory. No, they have to. They have to. You can't.
They won't. They
You
won't. They
can't
will not
be-
do it. They can't. They can't
have,
because
they have to give him a past that explains what in his life beat him down to that point. So when he saw darkness, that was his reaction. When he failed, he just said, "I'm done." That's not enough for him to have given up. Fine, I would have accepted that he considered striking him down, but the fact that okay, after that he's just completely done. That sounds like a man who's gone through some shit, and that was the last straw. You're gonna have to give me that shit that he went through to make this final thing be the last straw for him.
Okay,
And give
I
up.
get you. No, I see
You
what
see
you're
what I'm
saying.
saying? So, it's a shame, but listen, Mark Hamill is the only one. Hopefully, that'll ever play Luke Skywalker, right? And I hope they don't solo him ever. But
No, honestly, hold on. And that being said, if they bring in the right character, the person who's going to play him, not because they look like him, but because they have similar mannerisms, similar characteristics, similar gestures. For me to get the story, I'd be okay with it.
The Winter Soldier.
I want you to CGI his fucking face on somebody. Then that's what I want. I want you to Tarkin or Leia. That okay? Because
or how about how they made him nice and young, anyways. Better yet, how about this? Why don't they do they could do with Mark Hamill what they did with from Guardians of the Galaxy 2
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Russell.
Was it Kurt Russell?
Yeah, it was Kurt Russell.
No, it wasn't Kurt.
Yeah, the DH.
Oh, it was Kurt Russell. Sorry, yeah. Ego. So, which by the way, don't get me started.
They did well in Ant-Man. They DH'd Michael Douglas quite well in Ant-Man. I was impressed.
I loved how they DH'd Kurt Russell. I mean, they made him look like a man in his 20s, mid 20s, late 30s.
Yeah.
Late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
I mean, because remember, then they had a lot of reference material from back when he was younger, anyways.
Well, that's what they used.
And they have tons of reference material for when he did stuff in his 20s and 30s, anyways. Yeah. Okay, like the Guyver.
Well, yeah, of course, because you're immortalized. Once you start getting into this stuff, you're immortalized. Flex, you're awkwardly silent during this revival of the Last Jedi bashing. You wanna say something while your camera blurs your tattoos in and out?
I like the movie. I don't like the narrative. Like I liked watching the movie. I still watch it, but the ending for me was just like, man, why are you taking this from me? It's like your father finally gets out of prison, and then you go to see him, and then he gets locked up like the same. But
I mean, besides the visuals, it's just still one of the most gorgeous movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Besides the visuals and the music, what do you, and maybe the set pieces, the action set pieces, what do you like about this movie?
The last interaction between Leia and Luke.
That was beautiful.
That's forever gonna stay.
That is beautiful, but the movie is 2.5 hours long. That scene took up 3 minutes. I need you to give me something else. Let me give you an example of what's worth it. Rogue One is a garbage film for 2/3 of the movie, but the last third of the movie is well worth all that nonsense in the beginning. That's what I consider well worth it. I actually will watch Rogue One over again and sit through the 18 different planets that they jump to for 30 seconds, and then get to that part, and that's where I want to be. I tried just skipping all the way to the battle, and it didn't really work for me. So I will sit through the first 2/3 and having Jyn Erso being dragged along the story until she decides to do something. And the battle set pieces are fantastic. That's well worth it. I'll watch that just for that last. That's the best thing I've ever seen.
If you want my honest answer.
Yeah.
If you want my honest answer, the story I did not like at all. I like some of the action. I like the interaction between Luke and Leia, and the visuals and the music. Really, I don't think Star Wars should have gone that way. That's it. I mean, honestly, to me, it just felt like, why are you removing Luke from the story without really giving him a story?
Yeah, I think that Ryan Johnson tried to make an impact by doing something drastically different, and has completely just fucked the pooch.
He's a cuckold.
I don't know. So anyway, so that's we got a little further
So
off, but
we
that's
should
that.
find Ryan Johnson. We should find him. We should
I
find
told you
him.
that's the reason why we're going to Celebration, because somebody has to answer for The Last Jedi. That's what I've been saying for years. I said I'm going to Celebration because somebody has to answer for The Last Jedi, and I'm going there.
Is he a ginger?
No.
Oh, okay. So I guess I won't enjoy it as much.
I think he's like.
All right. So speaking of hypocrisies, we're gonna move on to a marvelous. You get it? You get the pun? A marvelous. Where's the giggle? Is nothing. All right, you guys suck. A marvelous hypocrisy with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 script. Basically, because it's running a little long, what happens is Disney and Marvel decided they're going to still use James Gunn's script for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, even though they fired him.
Which still, by the way, is ridiculous.
Of course, because we're all perfect, right? But what I'm trying to say is that not a bit hypocritical of them? You're gonna fire the director, but you're still gonna.
They can hire Ryan Johnson to screw that series up too.
Good point. But I'm saying I find that to be in poor taste. You fired him because you don't believe in his 10-year-old tweets or whatever. But my God, did he write a good script? We're still gonna use that. Is that I'm asking you guys as like opinionated question? Don't you find that a bit hypocritical?
I do, absolutely. I mean, at least own it. Like, I'll still listen to R. Kelly. I'll still listen to Michael Jackson, regardless what they allegedly.
Right.
Well, R. Kelly's pretty solid on what he did, but
yeah, no.
I
believe I can fly.
Allegedly solid.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is that I think that Marvel, backed by Disney, remember, it's still a Disney company now, had no choice because of the backlash of the Me Too movement that they had to cut him loose. I
think what they could have done is stood by him and said, "Listen, nobody's perfect. He apologized for these a long time ago. These are a decade old. You gotta, this. It does not reflect the man that we've worked with, and that man that he is in the future. I don't think that he should have been punished for that.
The almost every single one, every one of the cast stood by Gunn.
Yeah,
and said, no, this is not the way he is. He's not like that.
Exactly. That it was a different time, and I dare anybody to not find something in their past that would be kind of embarrassing if it came out now. It was different. Times change. People weren't so sensitive back then. So you're telling me we got to be careful what we're doing now because we don't know how society's going to change then? That's not the way it works. So I just think it's hypocritical. I don't agree with them using his script. I mean, I want them to use a script because
it's going to be the best one out there.
Exactly. But I still think it's hypocritical. I think that if you're gonna, it's all or nothing. So if you're playing it the fast and loose. You're gonna get rid of the guy. You're gonna find a director who's gonna be able to execute that vision from the script. So you're trying to get your cake and eat it too, and it drives me nuts that you have that nerve. If you want to throw him out, the guy who cultivated this brand, fine. His franchise, fine. Scrap the script and try and go it on your own. You're gonna fail. They know they're gonna fail. That's why they're doing it.
But here's the fun part for all James Gunn fans. He's doing the sequel for Suicide Squad.
Well, I mean, I know he's writing it or producing it. I don't think they said he's directing it yet. Did they confirm he's directing it?
He goes, well, basically, they're working on it right now. The whole thing is that, from my understanding, and me see as is here, that he was brought up. Well, anyways, even if he's brought aboard just to write it, it's going to be a better film than it was before.
Absolutely.
Okay? He's an amazing writer, and he definitely knows how to do it. But
he knows how to do it.
But in 2018, they hired Gunn to write and direct a sequel to the 2016 Suicide Squad. So yes, he is going to come in as the director. That's his new baby. So I think that he's going to revitalize, and he may actually help DC come out from the darkness.
Oh God, yes.
I mean, DC already did come out of the darkness. Okay, Aquaman. I don't know how beat Dark Knight in overall box office. It crossed $1 billion.
Jason Momoa.
Okay.
Dude,
Okay,
you can't go wrong with
that movie. That movie was was okay. It was an okay movie. I don't think it was $1 billion worth, for the movie. But anyway, we're not gonna get into there because we got 2 more topics and we getting like we getting in there. So Amazon's yes we did. Amazon's Lord of the Rings series Flex. I disagree with this whole thing, but carry on.
Excellent. So wait, you disagree with the whole movie?
No, with the whole retelling the story as a series.
So they're not retelling the story. That's one thing that's good. So what the article is basically going to say that people speculated it was going to be about a young Aragorn, which is not going to be, or like a Gandalf or something, but it's not going to be. It does seem to take place, I think, during the beginning of the third. But so my biggest thing here is we've heard the story of the ring for a very long time, right? And does the stuff be before, like the Lord of the Rings, or be before the Hobbit? Actually, when it was in the hands of Elendil and the other men, it's not very interesting, in my opinion. It's very boring. Like, if you want to know what it is, it's Sauron disguised as an elf, the gift giver, and he starts giving out rings to people and so on, and he corrupts the men, creating the ring wraiths. If you want that story, just play Shadows of War and Shadow of Mordor on the Xbox or PS4. I think it's a overplayed story. I mean, there's so much more to this. Like, I think, honestly, if they're going to make a show, it should be about the Silmarils, or a majority of the story of the Silmarillion. Or even before that, when you have the 2 trees of life, and then those get destroyed by Ungoliath, the world-eating spider, and then the Silmarils come out of that from the light of the tree. That would be a pretty good story, in my opinion.
Vibe, just because you have that look.
That sounds expensive.
Well, no, the whole thing is these are all like actually part of the books that the Tolkien wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are they have the story to do this, and it'll be amazing. And I think
no. I know. I watched the Hobbits. I watched the Hobbit movies.
Well, if the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings are probably the most in the timeline, the most recent, but also like the shortest stories. Like,
why can't they do a sequel? The sequel to the movies that what happens after? I'm pretty sure that's it was a piece of the land afterwards.
That's not interesting. I'll tell you what happened after. After Gimli and Legolas went back to Helm's Deep to look at the caverns. After a while, Legolas went to the Undying Lands. Gimli, being such a good friend, so Legolas was granted access to the Dying Lands, which is Aman, or the Grey Havens, whatever. Sam eventually went there as well after his wife died. Most of the dwarves from the Hobbit all died of old age. Bombur, the fat one, actually lived so long that he got so big it took 5 dwarves to lift him. Aragorn as well was able to go. Actually, the reason why Sam was able to go is because, if you remember in the story, for a brief moment he was technically a ring bearer. That's why Frodo was able to go, because he bore the ring over to Mount Doom, but so did Sam.
And here's the thing is, and I just want to throw this out there. Sam is the unspoken hero of that whole series.
Yeah.
Frodo would not have made it without Sam.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Because Frodo eventually actually ended up succumbing to it, and Sam was the one that bitch slapped him out of it.
I wanted to say no. The unsung hero is Smeagol, because Smeagol. He's the one who technically he destroyed the ring, though. I mean, inadvertently, he bit it off. He bit it off of Frodo's hand. He tussled with Frodo, and he fell into the lava with the ring. So technically, if it wasn't,
they never would have made it all the way if not for Sam.
Yeah,
and second preference.
They made it all the way because of Sam, yes. But at the end, Sam failed to prevent Frodo from being succumbed to the ring. He took the ring and he vanished, and he was going to leave. If it wasn't for Smeagol attacking him, the ring would never have been destroyed. I rest my case.
I agree.
All right,
Smeagol did it. Smeagol's the one. He inadvertently was a hero, and he fulfilled the prophecy that Gandalf said in movie 1 that he didn't that Bilbo was spared his life because he seems to have some unseen hand or future that is yet untold, for good or for bad, for this tale. And that's what he said when he was following the first movie. So we're gonna move on to
wait. Can I finish with one last thing?
Sorry.
would really like this story to be about Morgoth, the first and real Dark Lord, Master of Sauron, and the fall.
I saw that on YouTube.
And the fall of Gondolin. That would be great. But it seems like this story is going to be about the last alliance of elves and men.
So the prequel though, that war.
Yeah, it's going to be the battle of Dagorlath.
Of Diagon Alley?
No, Dagorlath.
Diagon Alley.
It's that field where you see in the opening movie, in the opening of The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. They ripped that off in which movie was that? Justice League? Yeah, they ripped it off in Justice League.
Nice.
No, you saw that, right? Like when I saw that, I screamed like, "This is the Return of the King." Like, what are they doing? So, all right, I wanted to briefly touch on. I was watching a lot of Hulu. I think I was watching something. Maybe it was what is that thing?
Gay porn.
I'm getting tired now. Not on Hulu. No. Oh, what was it called? Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There you go.
Oh, that's a good show.
And right, and they had a commercial for Fire Festival. And
oh God, I heard about this.
I never heard about this before. It was a nightmare, and I watched. It's called Fire Fraud.
Joke.
So because I'm gonna play the trailer real quick, and then I have to pose a question to you guys. So stand by, listen to the trailer.
Fire Festival was supposed to be the new Coachella, the new Burning Man.
Exclusivity with access to premier talent.
It was going to be an experience bordering on impossible. What's the worst thing that could possibly happen?
Never seeing all the tents, nothing set up. It's barren.
Here in paradise, there was no music.
They were put into disaster relief tents.
People started to have breakdowns. People started to have panic attacks. No idea what they were doing. It was also a health concern that there were people literally trapped on an island. It was a shit show. Just chaos and anarchy.
It's a great time to be a con man in America.
Whatever it takes, we are all in, and let's go make this happen.
William McFarlane created Fire Festival with rapper Ja Rule.
You're sitting there saying, like, I have no idea what this guy does, but I'm pretty certain that it's not legitimate. Billy understood what millennials as a generation want.
What Fire Festival did prove is that power of influence is real.
These guys figured out a way to optimize social media, almost weaponize it. That's really when it turned to something that became like a significant financial crime. There are people who help Billy commit fraud so that they can make their money. Somebody would post a question, the question would immediately get deleted.
People would message me things like, I sold like everything I own just to go to this fantasy island festival.
There were never thousands of acts booked, and there were never millions of dollars paid.
He's engaging in criminal acts and wire fraud.
Billy, should we have any concern about the FBI?
I'm not sure.
Someone has got to stand up and say, this isn't real.
Some people have called you a sociopath. How do you respond to that?
All right, so that's Fire Fraud. That's on Hulu right now, and there's another one called Fire on Netflix. I watched both of them.
I think it's one of the greatest parties that never happened.
Pretty much, and it's funny, and the reason why I was interested in it is that they said that they were trapped on an island. Now, this is an inside joke between Flex and I. We had like a 0.1% version of this. You remember? When we were camping on an island, and we were camping on a little mini island, and our mutual friend said he was going to come back, and we were waiting, and we expected to leave early Sunday. We didn't leave till Sunday evening, and that's because we had to get a boat Uber to get us back to the mainland so we can actually get home. It was and it was the worst part about it is that these
Cuban and Puerto Ricans.
I don't want to be stereotypical. Was blasting music,
but it is
music, super loud, and it was like we were just sitting there, you know, just like waiting forever. So when I saw the commercial for this, I was like, oh, I gotta watch this because this sounds like a million times worse than that experience. Because I'm telling you right now, I've been talking about the camping trip forever because it was very, 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 very fun up until that Sunday. Not all of Sunday, but at the moment of Sunday when I realized, we don't know how to get back home. So I'm I'm gonna pose a question to you guys. Let's say Star Celebration is on an island, and we're going out there to have a good time. Nothing is set up. The tents and the villas that they expected us to be there's not there. You paid money to be there. And we're talking about a hunk of change. We liquidated our savings. Okay, we sold part of the studio to go, and it all fell apart. It was every man for themselves. Food and water is scarce. You can't get back home because there's not enough planes to get back home. What do? Flex.
I find Ryan Johnson, decapitate him on video, and sell it to the world.
I mean, I recommend. I don't know if you guys are ever. I mean, I love documentaries. I recommend you guys watch this and just see the shit show because basically it was hashtag first world problems, hashtag rich white people problems. That's what they were saying out there. People love to see the tale.
Did you know that the event planner for this, right? There was a guy who was holding all the water, so the event planner was pretty much going to go literally, like he says it on the interview. He got all ready, got all pretty, showered. He was going over to suck that man's dick. So
yes,
you saw that, right?
He was called by, I think the organizer said, "Listen, I need you to take one for the team." And he goes like, "What do you mean? I've been taking one for the team every day." He's like, "No, I need you to go and like suck this dude off to get the water." he sort of cried when he was talking about this because he couldn't believe he was going to debase himself to this level because of how messed up this entire situation was. He didn't end up doing it. He went there, and the guy was so impressed by his zeal that he just released the water and said, "Listen, you just need to pay us." But yeah, so you watched the documentary?
Some of it.
Some of it. And it was really good. Garbanzo, if you ever get a free time, watch that one. Or watch the one on Netflix.
I may want to check out. No, I've been interested in. I want to check it out because I heard about the Fire Festival when it actually happened. Because there was people that I was working with at the time who were wanting to go and they weren't able to go, and they were the one telling me like, "Oh my God, thank God that I didn't go to this Fire Festival." I'm like, "Oh, with this guy was supposed, Ja Rule was supposed to be there, and like the Kardashians were gonna be there, and like Jay-Z and Beyonce, Major Lazer, like I think they were gonna bring back Michael Jackson from the dead." It was. I don't know, dude. They were just. It was all crap.
They promised the world to them, and it was
shit.
It was the exact opposite. I mean, it was a very humbling experience for those people who were there because it was a nightmare. So, and it was funny, but like I never heard of this. And I was on social media. I was on social media then too. I'm like, I don't remember seeing any of this stuff going on. So, but yeah, I if you guys are listening, you should check it out. Fire Fraud on Hulu, or Fire, and that's spelled Fyre on Netflix. They have two different things. I watched both of them.
Yeah, the one on Netflix I think is called Fire, the greatest party that never happened.
Yeah. I like the Hulu one better because they actually have Billy McFarland there, and they actually interview him while they're doing this because he's going to jail, so he said might as well. And I say check it out. It was really interesting to watch. Like I was on.
I hope you become a butt pirate over there.
So
become someone's bitch.
But we're gonna wrap this up. Before we go, we're gonna do our Garbanzo inspired new outro. Individual social media, shameless promotion. What's up with you, Flex? How can our audience find you beyond the lovely, lovely, lovely smooth voice here?
Well, you guys can find me on Instagram at Darth_Flex with 2 X's. And you can also find me on Instagram as the Inebriated Craftsman, which is the_inebriated_craftsman. Where you can see my woodwork and stuff and crap like that.
Yeah,
but but if you like working out and UFC and real science, Darth Flex.
Alonzo.
All right. Actually, for me, you can definitely catch me on the IG at DarthBean278, as well as Bean BANTKE 278 on Twitter and every other social media out there. If anyone is interested, you can always just email the Geek Bros with a 0 at yahoo.com if you want reach out to any of us individually, and I'm sure that Jason will be more than happy to let us know. So
yeah, I think Jason would do too. Jason, if you're listening, make sure that you respond to that.
Yeah,
I however, am Vibe, and I
well,
however,
he's
am
no,
Vibe.
I'm talking about he's the studio hand.
Yeah, the studio he's more than just a studio hand. I mean, come on, don't insult this man on the air. Yeah, you can find me Vibe at everything's standardized. It's on IG. It's Vibe Rev Studios, VIBEREV STUDIOS. That is my Instagram, my Twitter. That's the handle for the Facebook, for the brand page, and for the YouTube. And of course, Geek Bros with the 0, GEKBR0S. That is also standard. That's our Instagram. That is our Twitter. And Geek Bros with a 0 at yahoo.com. That's GEKBR0S at yahoo.com. Email us. And definitely myself, Garbanzo, Darflex, we will respond because we care and we appreciate your time. So thank you for tuning in to Keeping Up with Geek Bros episode 56. And remember, geeking out never sounded so good.
Keeping Up with the Geek Bros.